How do you unlock product success through flexible processes? Harpal Singh shares his approach to evolving product processes, focusing on principles like customer insights and team collaboration. Tune in to hear how he moves beyond rigid systems to deliver better results for companies.
I tend to kind of lead when it comes to the processes and look at this more from a principles perspective and what are we trying to drive. And one of the common problems, if you like, that I have seen in larger teams specifically is that the process tends to be two things. One is the process tends to be quite linear, and I'm almost like strictly against it. And linear as in going through, okay, let's do the ideation, let's do the wireframing, let's do the design, let's do build and testing and all sorts of stuff, like one by one by one by one. I cannot believe like how many times I've seen this, and all the people tend to believe and say, okay, we don't do that, but especially companies where they follow processes quite heavily, like less I mentioned, or SAFe or Scrum, they tend to kind of see the process as end all and be all of everything, that, okay, this is how we're supposed to do, this is how this company is doing, and this is the only way to do it. So I kind of look at, I don't think, so I kind of look at this more product culture and principles perspective, like changing the mentality of putting people over process. And the way I tend to tell teams is, I'm not sure how effective that is though, that if you're a team of 10 people, you could run Scrum with a pen and paper if you want to, and build that agility and be a better team than someone who has, let's say, a sophisticated tool and spent months and months implementing all the velocity measures and all sorts of things in that. So basically bringing them back to the basics of, so people who process, it's about understanding where we're going, what kind of value we are trying to drive from there. Now, having said that, from a principle perspective, there are some kind of quite visible things that I can generally improve and see within teams. I'll give you a couple of examples for clarification. So roles, let's say product roles. So in some companies, the PMs tend to kind of do the role more of a delivery manager or project manager, and they kind of never get out of that, oh, I just need to deliver the software, I just need to deliver the feature, and that's it. That's what they're spending the most of their time in. And it could be no fault of their own, it could be how the company culture is, or how they understand the product or their knowledge as well. And then again, another element of surprise that I see is people tend to believe that they are customer focused, like, oh, we have run as an example, they might say, we have run a survey and we have these 20,000 responses, we get information from customer care and we have lots of information about customers, more than we can chew or process, so we are already on top of that. And to me, that really doesn't tell you that you are customer obsessed or you are really bringing customer insights. So I tend to look at this, and I've done this exercise where I've mapped the entire process of the company, especially kind of bringing teams together in a 3-4 hour workshop where you basically pick a big whiteboard and kind of look into, okay, what happens first, what happens next. And then when it comes to evolving the process or unlocking the process, then looking at the parts of that process and saying, okay, what can we change here? Then I don't take that approach of, okay, here is a as-is version of the process and here is what it's going to be. I'm going to spend weeks and months trying to define that. Because I believe, again, if you put people over processes, then even within the same process, if you put different people, you're going to get different results. So process almost comes secondary for me. And I tend to look at the principles of more collaboration, more customer insights, how to utilize data, and helping team kind of go from there. And I had a lot of pushback, as an example, for especially from people like Scrum Masters who had spent, let's say, setting up a process in a certain way, and they totally believe this is how it is the right way to do it. And even the things might seem as common sense that, okay, what you're trying to, this is the result you're trying to drive. You should really not be kind of putting process over people in that.